Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'd just like to take you back 2 years, and we're in mid-2018. First, for those of you who are not familiar with First, we're a small-scale lender focused exclusively on renewable energy and energy efficiency, and we had been established through the cooperation between the German government and the South African government to create a funding institution to fund these types of projects, and particularly at the time, the Small Project IPP program. So the German Ministry of Economic Cooperation and Development had provided the funding to set us up. The first loan we made was to this project. And it was an important time in our kind of establishment. People had mixed feelings about how successful we might be. And there we were speaking to then Building Energy, now Red Rocket, who had faced other similar challenges. They had a great project that they thought should go ahead, and they were struggling to get funding from the traditional funding markets. They had a strategy at the time to diversify Building Energy, to create a track record as an EPC contractor. And the banks were saying, we don't trust Building Energy to do the EPC. We want you to put in place a partnership with a larger established EPC. And looking back now, 2 years later, it's quite interesting. 3 of those 5 names they would have accepted are in liquidation. And Red Rocket have delivered a phenomenal project. And just to touch on, we got our money through the German-South African government cooperation. And that cooperation, that word cooperation, is so critical to the success of projects. You know, I've worked in this industry for a long time. And what I know now is nobody can turn around and say, I'm so proud of my project. Projects are the result of cooperation between lots of different people to make something work. And when we started, there were severe reservations about, can Building Energy make this work? And now 2 years later, I can stand here and say, not only have they made it work, they've made it work as well as anybody else could possibly have done, if not better. You know, they have faced challenges in the process that were some were expected, like the delays on the licensing, and I'd like to give special mention to Monique, who had a really frustrating process getting that sorted out. Really well done on that. They had challenges with the COVID, where suddenly they couldn't get on site, and at times where it really didn't help the project. And again, I'd like to kind of compliment Jaco and Michael in the processes that they, with an Italian team doing the turbines and a South African team doing the balance of plant and logistics, etc., they've delivered an incredible project. And then to say to Matteo, to Luca, Giacomo can't be with us today, is, guys, to do all this and then complicate it on top of it with doing a management buyout while you were doing it, that put a lot of stress on, I'm sure, in your lives. And I'm just saying, from first perspective, we'd just like to say it's been a privilege, and it's been a real honor to be involved with the project and to be a small part of making it work. And hopefully, a lot more to come, guys. Well done.
I'm Greg Ansermino. I'm one of the investment principals at the Facility for Investment in Small Renewable Transactions. It's a small lender that specializes in funding small to mid-scale renewable energy projects. It was an initiative that was set up by the German Ministry for Economic Cooperation and Development through the South African government bilateral relationships. And we partnered with RMB to bulk up the funding, and RMB is our other kind of key partner in the business, and we provide loans to projects like Kruisvallei. I think for me, Red Rocket had a vision about where they wanted the business to go. And in particular, Matteo, Giacomo, Luca had this idea that they wanted to create a renewable energy business that was diversified, vertically integrated. And Kruisvallei provided an opportunity for them to test the model of whether they could do a full EPC delivery of the project, not just work as developers. And once they'd taken the decision, they stuck with it, and they took a huge amount of risk in the process where they had no certainty that other finance was going to come in. And that was the one thing. I think the second thing is they got an excellent professional team together to deliver the project. And that's proved to be invaluable. The project kind of faced all sorts of challenges, some of them expected, some unexpected. The government delays on the permitting is to be expected, but you never know how long it's going to last. COVID was completely unexpected. But throughout it, because they had the right people and the right kind of partnerships in doing the project, they've delivered an excellent project. So for First, this was our first loan, right? And it was at a time when we were getting the business set up. We had raised funding from the Germans. The Germans have been incredibly supportive in making this happen. For the Germans, it was really important to see the proliferation of renewable energy in South Africa, and they had taken the initiative to provide the funding to us. And to be our partners at times when this market was changing around us. RMB came along, and there was only a commercial bank who was prepared to back us, and they put the facility in place. And then Kruisvallei came along, and everybody was going, okay, guys, this is a big kind of complex project to take on as the first project. Are you sure you want to do this? And we stuck with it. And at the end of the day, the team at Red Rocket really delivered for us. And it's just been for us, I suppose, a privilege to be involved in the project and be able to be part of delivering the project.